We were talking about theoretical paradigms for the last 2 days. Last 2 days में हमने theories पढ़े हैं, लेकिन आज we will switch over. We will finish our theories and we will quickly switch over to a bigger issue called migrations. Okay, 2020 there was a report by UN DESA about migration, and 2022 there is International World Migration Report by UN IOM, International Organization for Migrations. So I'll be talking about those reports also. So we will be having a lot of current affairs coming into that, a lot of current data coming into that, and I hope you are clear about topics related to population, that there will be data needed, there will be a map needed, and some processing needed. Okay. So welcome to all of you, and where are we placed? So let me have a look. कोई question आया है तो. So good morning to all. Good morning. So सबका नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ. Good morning to all of you, and Krishant, I'm good. Good morning to everyone who's come over here. Okay. So Kolami says I'm late. So not late. We are very much here. We were talking about the population policies. We talked about Marcus to begin with. And then we went into the philosophical ideas of sociologists, how they are looking at the society, how changes are happening. Then we even went into the structural school of thought where Marxian ideas of Ricardo came. So we talked about that also. और फिर हमने एक इन सब का culmination of all these ideas led to coming up of demographic transition theory and inductive theory based on evidences, which believes that the world will have such a transition. So if you have a question, please ask from yesterday's lecture. If you don't have a question, then I will be continuing from where I had left. तब तक मैं अपना ग्राफ बना लेता हूँ. I will make the graph demographic transition theory graph. Okay. So if you remember, we had drawn this graph yesterday. Whereby we said that the birth rate is somewhere here, and it continues to be like this, and then it falls, and then it goes like this. The death rate, on the other hand, is initially stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then comes a stage 5. ऐसे कुछ था. This is birth rate. This is death rate. What happens to the population during this time? The population during this time, population which is at a low level, low steady level, starts showing some increase, shows exponential increase, and then it starts stabilizing, and here it starts declining. True? Population size. We're talking about different stages. If I talk about different stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Number 1, if I'm talking about the society, primitive, traditional, tribal, rural. Yes. Modern, technological. I wouldn't say tribal. It is modern only, primitive, modern, and more urban. Urban, cosmopolitan. Get that? With the society. So we said socio-cultural transformation. Socio-cultural transformation. So what happens here? Here we start seeing, some places, rural areas, some rural areas adopt, what would I say, market economy, market-based. Some industrial revolution happens over here. So we are looking at rural to urban migration, land use changes are happening. Yes, we can see influences of becoming more modern and technology inputs. Is the transformation happening? If I look at the second one, and this is the transition stage. This is about demography. So can I say birth rate, death rate, 40 to 50, 40 to 50. Is everyone okay? High. High. Here what happens? Birth rate, 40 to 50. Death rate comes below 30. Below 30. Death rate begins declining. Death rate is first casualty. True. Here what happens? Third stage, birth rate also declines. So comes less than 30. और ये कितना हो जाता है death rate? So birth rate is less than 30 and death rate is close to 15, 10. Death rate less than 10. Birth rate around 10. Do we get that? Economy or development. Yes. Can I say primary sector only? Primary sector commercialized. Secondary sector emerges. Yes. Primary continues. Primary is continuing in this. Secondary and tertiary sector. Huge this thing. Yes. High GDP and savings. Low GDP and savings. What happens during this time? Technology improvement, government spending, welfare improvement. Yes or no? And here we look from this to this, even social transformation. True. Here, because of the government spending, the death rate is brought down. The death rate is brought down because of the government spending. Yes or no? Government does this. Here, what happens? Society is now, birth rate also starts coming down. So, small family. Here, what is mostly nuclear family? No? Here, what do we have? Joint family. So, if somebody asks you to write about different stages, yesterday I gave you a graph. Everyone remember? Yesterday I gave you a graph. Today I'm giving you a table also. Yesterday I gave you spatial examples of the world. So, if you feel that, sir, what will I write stage wise? Do you have sufficient on that also? If you've thought on that. So, a very big post comes from Shashank. Shashank ne shayad group pe bhi likha. Shashank, I think you've written on the Telegram also. Good morning, sir. I just started my optional preparation. I watched your foundation course orientation blueprint and I decided to take geography optional, but I'm unable to understand how to start already. Your course is this. So, beta Shashank, usi usme blueprint aapne dekha to usme kya dekha? First of all, in the course blueprint, I tell that if you are a new beginner, then you should do my beginners foundation course. है ना? तो शशांक एक नया कोर्स शुरू हो रहा है 2 मार्च को. स्पेसिफिक बता रहा हूँ. Let's not take extra time. You also get your specific information. A new course is beginning with 7-day NCERT foundation, which is on 2 March. But a beginner's foundation has already happened. That was for GC Leong. So you have time. 2nd June, sorry. I said 2 March. 2 June को हो रहा है. ठीक है? तो 2 June वाले कोर्स से आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. Today is 15th of May. From 15th May to 2 June, please do beginners foundation for geography. उसमें ये जो फाउंडेशन है ये वाला नहीं किया जाएगा, एनसीईआरटी नहीं किया जाएगा. देयर जीसी लियोंग इज डन. सो अगर आपने मन बना लिया है, सिर्फ क्लास 1 मत अटेंड करिए. उस क्लास में कुछ स्पेसिफिक टूल्स दिए गए हैं, वो आपको बहुत हेल्प करेंगे. सो गो टू माय प्रोफाइल. द कोर्स इज कॉल्ड बिगिनर्स फाउंडेशन फॉर ज्योग्राफी. आपको और क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी और रीजंस मिल जाएंगे व्हाई यू शुड बी डूइंग एंड व्हाट यू शुड बी डूइंग इन ज्योग्राफी. ठीक है शशांक? सो यू हैव 15 डेज का मैंने आपको बता दिया. क्या कर लीजिए, बिगिनर्स फाउंडेशन वो दोबारा नहीं होगा, तो इसलिए वो आपके काम आ जाएगा. दैट इज फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट बुक, जीसी लियोंग. दैट विल हेल्प यू इन जीएस आल्सो ट्रेमेंडसली. एंड द वन व्हिच स्टार्ट्स ऑन 2 मार्च, दैट फाउंडेशन इज अ 7-day फाउंडेशन बेस्ड ऑन एनसीईआरटीज. सो वो भी काम कर जाएगा. अभी जो आप जिस कोर्स में आज आपको क्लास में आए हैं, मे बी यू केम सो दैट यू कैन आस्क अ डाउट आल्सो एंड यू कैन सी व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग. सो यस, डेफिनेटली योर डाउट इज वैलिड कि सर अभी बीच में कैसे ज्वाइन करूं, तो आप ज्वाइन मत करिए ये वाला. आप सीधा पेपर 2 से ज्वाइन करिएगा. Because you would have done 2 foundations. One is the beginners foundation from GC Leong and the NCERT foundation. You can very well take it from paper 2 also. ठीक है? फिर पेपर 1 का जब आएगा तब आप कर सकते हैं. I hope I gave you the answer. बाकी लोगों के लिए demographic transition theory. Are the stages clear to you? Stages में डेटा भी बता दिया आपको. किस तरह से death rate is changing, how socio-economic transformation is happening, and how along with socio-economic transformation, technological upgrade is happening, government spending is happening, saving is happening, how economy changes, and how that leads to demographic change in the society. Is everyone okay? If you have understood it, very good. Now the ball is in your court. How is it different? How would you, in your views, आपको क्या लगता है ये कैसे डिफरेंट है? How is it different from the ideas which we have talked of till now? We talked of Malthus, we talked of Marx as 2 big figures. Other than that, छोटू मोटू जितना भी है, see Durkheim, I would not be considering him as a geographer, so उनका साइड में रखते हैं. But he also gave us a view, and does that view apply here also? Durkheim के जो views है सोसाइटी के, remember, he says society में affluence आता है. Yes, with affluence specialization happens. So society अपना birth rate will come down. But sometimes, say for example, economic recession, so the births will be low. But when there is abundance, तो फिर वो ऊपर भी हो जाएगा, ऊपर नीचे सब हो सकता है. Is everyone okay? So how would you see demographic transition theory? If I ask you just one comment from your understanding अभी तक, how is it different from the one which we have done before? जो बातें हमने की हैं उनसे क्या फर्क है? Mega says more realistic. Rishabh says more practical. Brijesh says it is inductive and systematic, unlike the others. So everyone, तीन लोगों के आंसर लेते हैं. Let's take three answers. Mega says realistic, Rishabh says practical, and Brijesh says inductive and systematic. Out of the three, which one would you want to write in your answer? Realistic, practical, and third is inductive and systematic. Which one would you want to write? So I always, keep on pushing my students to give me the choices so that you yourself can see. यहाँ पे I think the word inductive and systematic will sound more geographical. Yes or no? Is everyone okay? Do you understand inductive? बाकी लोग ऐसे inductive नहीं थे. They did not have that. Systematic. What is the meaning of systematic? Systematic is, remember, systematic is generalization. Special versus systematic. Systematic is getting broad generalization based on that. Yes. Remember, geography for very long was special geography, regional geography, descriptive geography. Systematic geography takes a systems approach. Isn't this theory having multiple parameters? समझ में आ गया? So just एक sentence will guide your answer, true or not. One sentence will guide your answer. If I ask you whether it applies in the world, you will say that demographic transition theory is just a theory based on what the past has been. But the future is different from, because all countries are not following the path taken by Europe. Yes or no? Do you think India is growing like Europe? Do you think India is growing like Europe? Okay. Can I say transition? Demographic transition theory is a broad systematic paradigm under which every country has its own unique demographic transition. Can I say within the demographic transition theory umbrella, within that umbrella, every country has its own specific transition. True. But transition to sab karenge. Transition, all of them will do, but they will do it uniquely. All geography optional students are studying geography, yes or no? But their performance will be different in the exam. Everyone's learning will be a different curve, yes or no? Will it be a different curve or not? ठीक वही चीज है. Demographic transition, if you understood, it is a broad understanding which they empirically, inductively arrived at doing a systematic study of the population or demographic behavior of various Western developed countries. I think I've repeated this sentence so many times that now this should be a part of your vocabulary. And yes, it is systematic. Yes, it is inductive. Practical, impractical, I don't know. Some people said it is practical and all that. So as I told you, how much time? देखो एक अच्छा सा interesting example देता हूँ. Everyone, बहुत मजेदार. I'm sure you will like this example. So this is death rate. This is birth rate. This is birth rate. Yes. So birth rate continues like this, and death rate goes like this. Okay. After that, what happens to the death rate? Oh, sorry, birth rate. This also falls, and this happens. Is everyone okay? What is this gap called? Everyone, what is this gap called? So this is the transition. Okay. What decides the population explosion? This bar. This is the bar, no? So maximum gap. And what happens? Population increases. Is everyone okay? Now, why does the death rate go down? Sir, because there is welfare, there is health care, there is better nutrition. True or not? So birth rate will go down because of that. Is everyone with me? Birth rate will go down because more welfare is there, more better health care is there, better nutrition is there. Is everyone okay? Perfect. So tell me one thing. Where did these Europeans get the welfare from? Who brought welfare to them? Who brought welfare to them? Sir, Industrial Revolution. So there was economy grew, there was saving, and because of Industrial Revolution, welfare came. Oh, and did it happen overnight? Everyone? Did Industrial Revolution and its fruit came overnight? No, sir, it came very slowly. Perfect. So the death rate decline happened first, no doubt about that. But did it happen very fast or slowly? Slowly, sir. Okay. So welfare. Achha, healthcare means what? So healthcare means better diagnostic techniques. You are able to find out medicine. You are able to discover antibiotics. You are able to discover anti-malarial this thing. You are able to discover many cures, medicine. So finding a medicine or a drug, is it easy, time taking? Easy or time taking? It is time taking. Okay. So did the Europeans have the drugs? No. Did they develop it gradually? Were they able to conquer those diseases? Yes, sir. So the death rate did decrease, but fast or slowly? Fast or slowly? Very slow. Perfectly okay. That's a better nutrition. Better nutrition required the people to be aware of nutrition. Yes. It required them to have the money, and Europe does not grow so many things, so it required import, and they were colonial powers, so it will also come gradually or not? Achha, tell me, by and large, were the Europeans more literate, educated compared to developing world? Yes or no? By and large. अब ये आप उसमें ले आओ नेशनलिस्ट, नहीं हमें ज्यादा आता था, वो तो अंग्रेजी नहीं आती थी हमें. So anyways, under all these conditions, they took 30 years. Is everyone okay with this? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Europe. I hope you are writing this. Please take a fresh sheet and टर्न योर नोटबुक अराउंड. यूरोप मैंने आपको बता दिया. ट्रांजिशन ऑफ यूरोप. ट्रांजिशन ए. ट्रांजिशन ऑफ यूरोप. इज एवरीवन ओके? True. And they are saying this is universal. Universal means will happen everywhere. Everyone with me on this. यहाँ हुआ तो सब जगह पर होगा. Very simple. Very interesting thing is about to come in front of you. You know, somebody asks you to do a critical analysis. You don't even have to think. इतना clear आ जाएगा. यहाँ पे teachers dictate कर रहे हैं whatever Malthusian idea, this idea, possibilistic, deterministic. I'm just questioning things very very clearly. I have this model. One more model. Please pay attention to this. This is stage 1. Everyone. This is the death rate cancelling out. Yes. Transition begins. Transition begins. So death rate comes down. Birth rate comes down. No explosion. Death rate here. Birth rate here. 1, 2, 3. Transition stage skipped. Sir, how is it possible, sir? Transition B. State away from high stationary, remember, to low stationary. No transition. So how is it possible, sir? How can the birth rate come down? So birth rate takes time, no? You told me that social transformation will happen, the society will mature, then they will decide that this can happen, because sir, governments can bring down the death rate. ये तो government ही ला सकता है. But here what is needed? Society is needed. True or not? Can you think of a place where government enters your bedroom? Can you think of a country where government entered the bedroom? Communist world. चाइना तो आज कह रहे हैं, चाइना में तो वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी. आई एम सेइंग रशिया. मार्क्सिस्ट आइडियाज. मार्क्स में तो वहां पर हुआ नहीं ना. रिमेंबर मार्क्स सेड पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीजेस बिकॉज़ ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म. या तो स्टेट डिसाइड्स, नो, योर चाइल्ड इज नॉट योर चाइल्ड. किसका बच्चा है वो? स्टेट का बच्चा है. स्टेट चाइल्ड. यू नो देयर वर सच अमेजिंग एथलीट्स. आपने सुना पहले, पता नहीं बचपन में आपने ओलंपिक देखा कि नहीं देखा. हम लोग जब बचपन में ओलंपिक देखते थे, एवरीवेयर वी वुड फाइंड रशियन एथलीट्स. यू नो ब्यूटीफुल women gymnasts and amazing ones. They would be leading everywhere. स्पेस में जाओ तो स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी में रशिया वाज द बेस्ट एंड एवरीथिंग. स्पोर्ट्स में एग्रीकल्चर में. So in fact, they were like, have kids. These are the kids. Like you people can decide whether you want to give UPSC or not, whether you want geography or not. कुछ नहीं. Okay, 10% of the kids ये sports में भेजो. These will be working for sports. 10% of the kids born in the country ये science में भेज दो. No checking, nothing. 10% go for food production. So ये खेती में जाएगा. Do you get that? And we don't want more birth. So this province, no more children allowed. इतना हो गया, quota finish. Okay, our population is decreasing. उधर और बच्चे पैदा करो. चलो और कोई काम नहीं है. Start giving babies. True or not? So the state has control. If state has control, tell me, will transition happen? So saying that demographic transition theory is universal, सही है गलत है? Is it right or wrong? It's wrong. सुनने में कितना अच्छा लग रहा है. Somebody said, sir, this is practical, this is real. I told you, they can be. And if it is empirical based on some proof, do I have a real example to contradict it? Yes or no? Another transition that skips this stage is countries with high contribution of migrant population. It's a very very big criticism. Everyone, very big criticism. DTT ignores. DTT only base is birth rate and death rate. Yes or no? But there is a third determinant. What is the third determinant? Tell me. Migration. वो तो डाले नहीं. So somebody said, so this is realistic. भाई criticism भी आ जाएगा. And tell me, everyone who's writing an answer and who can immediately draw these things, diagrams, उसको एकदम से marks मिलेंगे या नहीं मिलेंगे? See, teaching geography or any subject is a mechanical donkey's job. Anyone can do that. Slide बनाया, पढ़ दो, हो गया. I'm saying, telling the student, कल समझ में आया? Have you grown till yesterday? Let me see my flowers blossoming further. Are you able to think next level? Are you inspired? घर गए तो सोचा, यार इतना अच्छा थ्योरी था, let me read something about it on the internet. Because once you are in that, एकदम से demographic transition आपको clear हो गया. Otherwise, oh yeah, there's demographic transition, there are stages, and everyone, GS के teachers पढ़ाते हैं demographic transition, they just teach this. And they will start explaining everything. I'm saying exceptions are there. अब मुझे बताइए, I have a country in mind, Australia, New Zealand. इनकी population कहाँ से आई? Australia has white population. अपने लोग तो out हो गए ना? Remember, if you remember the class which I take on foundation world geography, only this state, remember this state, Northern Territory, is given for the Aborigines. Yes, the headquarter is Darwin. Remember that? बाकी तो सब बाहर से आए. So tell me, Australia and New Zealand, their population, and even to that extent, US and Canada have a big impact of migrant. Yes or no? True. Is the theory silent on that? पता है, in Delhi teachers are teaching fancy stuff. They are saying this theory is actually space determined. This theory is time determined. कुछ मतलब भी नहीं होता. Student also doesn't understand. This theory is space determined theory. This is time determined theory. There is space time continuum and dichotomy. ऐसा बकवास छापेगा. The answer is here. The answer is here. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Yes, sir, I'm understanding. Can you see there are two transitions? Why then can someone say universal? How can someone say that it is universal? I do use the word culmination. Demographic transition theory is a culmination of various ideas. Achha, remember plate tectonic theory? Before plate tectonic theory, were there many ideas? Continental drift hypothesis, sea floor spreading, paleomagnetic evidences, and all those things. All of them was clubbed into one. What is that called plate tectonic theory, PTT? और ये सब पुराने ideas. Even before Malthus, post Malthus, all of them clubbed into DTT, PTT, DTT. Similar analogies. Our mind, right brain will look at this, but left brain, this is a time-dependent model. That is a space-dependent model. What do you understand by time and space-dependent doesn't even matter. रट रहा क्यों रट रहा पता नहीं. And I do get in my master stroke test series such answers. मैं पूछता भाई क्यों लिखा है? Why have you written this? वो सर ने बताया था कि ऐसे लिख देना एग्जामिनर इंप्रेस हो जाएगा. अरे एग्जामिनर नोज ज्योग्राफी ना डिप्रेस हो जाएगा. नो सर, वो कोचिंग वाला somebody questions वो तो he doesn't know. Only my sir knows it. सर गुफा में होकर आएगा. तुम भी गुफा में होकर आए. Geography is being taught since stone ages. Every university in the world is teaching geography. दिल्ली में कोचिंग वाले को ज्यादा पता है. कौन सी बाबूजी की बूटी लेकर आए बे? Okay, one more interesting thing, one very interesting thing. Transition C देखिए आप, कितने रंग है, रंग शरबतों का और इतने सारे रंग. सर ये आ गई आपकी birth rate is constant, birth rate will decline, birth rate will start declining. So does it look like ऊपर वाला curve? Yes or no? This is the death rate. This is your enter transition. So everyone, I enter transition, stage 1 is over. Now what will happen? The death rate will start going down. Death rate goes down. ठीक है? Death rate down. How is it possible, sir? Death rate can't go down abruptly. No, it takes time. No, it went down abruptly. Immediately. Super big gap. ये तो बहुत बड़ा gap हो गया सर. Stage 2. ऐसा ना early transition. Huge gap. Explosion happens. Sir, how is this possible, sir? Huge gap. कहाँ पर हो सकता है huge gap? Can you think? How can death rate come down overnight? Death rate comes down slowly, no? पोलो में क्या नहीं, जापान में क्यों? जापान में क्यों आएगा? जापान का तो हुआ. दिस इज यूरोप एंड जापान. ये तो बोल दिया ना डेवलपमेंट. चाइना में क्यों आएगा अचानक? डेथ रेट क्यों बंद हो जाएगी? सो मेगा इफ डिजास्टर हैपेंस, डेथ रेट शुड गो अप. अच्छा, हिरोशिमा नागासाकी, एंटायर जापान डाइड, एंड इफ जापान डाइड एवरीवन, सो व्हाई वुड द डेथ रेट कम डाउन? वोंट द डेथ रेट गो अप? ऑल द पीपल हु आर थिंकिंग लाइक दिस, वोंट द डेथ रेट गो अप? वो देखो, माइग्रेशन तो हो चुका मेगा. कहां पर हो? आपके सामने बनाया. आई मेड अ ट्रांजिशन एंड आई एम सेइंग in this transition the death rate did not come down gradually, it came very slowly. No, sorry, it happened abruptly. ये मैं बता देना चाहता हूँ. See, that is why I'm saying theory सब समझते हैं, but they are not able to apply. Classic case of Africa. And how Africa? Everyone, Europe. Did they have to discover medicines? Did they have to discover medicines or not? Did their welfare come gradually or not? Yes or no? Their birth was like animals, but their cure was this. In this overnight welfare, healthcare supplanted by UN agencies. True or not? आज मुझे पैंडेमिक रोकना है, कुछ भी रोकना है, यूएन जाकर वहां पर कैन दे ओपन अ हॉस्पिटल? डू दे हैव द मेडिसिन्स, ड्रग्स, एवरीथिंग देयर और नॉट? कैन आई कट डाउन द बर्थ रेट ऑफ अफ्रीका इमीडिएटली बाय सेंडिंग यूएन एड? कैन आई डू दैट और नॉट? यूरोपियंस हैड टू फाइंड अ क्योर. ग्रेजुअली दे फाउंड अ क्योर एंड देन इट हैपेंड. बट इधर तो रातों रात डेथ रेट हो जाएगी. Everyone tell me a new disease comes in Africa, will the whole world contribute to hold that or not? अभी मुझे बताइए, did we contribute to COVID or not? Within 2 years COVID पे हमने वो कर दिया कि नहीं कर दिया? Did they have penicillin with them? Did they have the antibiotics with them? No, they did not have it. तो वो gradually हुआ. तो यहाँ पर explosion होगा. Tell me the explosion which will be here and the explosion which will be here. Where can you see explosion के chance? Africa में या यूरोप में? अफ्रीका में it's like a population bomb increasing. Yes or no? अच्छा, एक और बात बताता हूँ. आपको लगता है कि this will come down? In this case, take the example of Southwest Asia. ये Arab world, lot of resources, yes or no? Oil rich countries, can they afford? दुबई में जाके देखो आप. दुबई में जाके देख लीजिए आप. दुबई में हर चीज का इलाज मिल जाएगा कि नहीं मिल जाएगा? Do they have the money? Yes. Dubai, Saudi Arabia, do they have everything or not? Immediately can they bring down the death rate or not? But the status of women, even now, West Asia has higher birth rate or not? True or not? आप सोच के देख लीजिए. If you have money, You can buy healthcare. If you are too poor Africa, aid will come, healthcare can be given you overnight. दे सकता है ना? Vaccine can be given to you overnight. True. और एक और करते हैं transition D. So this is your birth rate. Okay. This is your death rate. Oh, sorry, birth rate. Wait. This is your. That is the problem when I don't use the black screen, because when I use the black screen I don't get to know where will my page end. अपना पेज नहीं दिखाई देता कहाँ पे खत्म हो रहा है अपना आगे ये खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. This is you enter the Chakravyuh like Abhimanyu, you don't know how to come out. Can I say prolong the transition? Remember India 100 years. इधर कितना हुआ 30 years, 100 years, unique or not? Transition A, transition B, transition C, transition D, there are so many ways. So can I say demographic transition as an idea is correct? It's an umbrella thing which is going to happen. But within a transition, within that umbrella transition idea, there will be region-specific, unique transitions happening in the countries or the regions, owing to their unique socio-political, economic development. Is everyone okay? When you are doing a critical analysis of demographic transition theory, after you have told that what kind of a theory it is, after you told that it is an inductive theory based on this is the good part of it. It was not just based on one factor, it was systematic, it was inductive. However, it suffers from various limitations. It was based on limited variables of birth rate and death rate. Yes, ignored migration. Do we get that? Second thing is, its push that every country will go through it is not correct. Number 3, they talked about the stages. But when a stage will come, how long will a stage last? When a stage will come and how long a stage will last? That was not aware. True or not? And what will be the dynamics of a stage? Does the theory, everyone, you are my student, I am explaining you. Yes. Do you also at times think, Are sir, mujhe answer me how to include these points if sir tells that would be better or not? So should a theory also tell us that how you can enter a stage, how you can create a shortcut to a stage? ऐसा कुछ है? Can they tell us? Is it possible? Not possible. True or not? Theory है अच्छा है, but always remember, social science theories will never be as pure as the pure science theories. Remember Kuhn, structure of scientific revolutions, theses, antitheses, synthesis. Remember paradigm shift, anomalies. Can I use those words again? Revision bhi ho jayega. Kuhn paradigm changes. An existing paradigm offers solutions to the problems. But when anomalies come, people start questioning that paradigm. That is the time for paradigm change. Yes, new paradigm comes. He said, I was talking about scientific revolutions. People started using that in social science also. Geography at that time was about to undergo a big revolution called quantitative revolution. Geography became mathematical. Geography made its own theories. Everyone, look at this. Geographical theory, no? True. If somebody asks you a criticism of quantitative revolution, can you say geographical theories are good in a paradigm, but they do not apply 100% everywhere? Yes or no? Example DTT. They said, perspective को link करा उधर. I'm just linking perspective. I'm just showing that, see, gravity model will apply everywhere. Wherever gravity is there, you drop a pen, it will go down. But ये theory changes from place to place and time to time. Can I say the theory will change from time to time? Yes or no? अब एक बात बताइए, Russia is the largest country, but Russia doesn't have high population. Russia कहाँ से लाएगा population? Because demographic transition happens once in the life of a country, once in the demographic evolution. वो बार-बार तो नहीं हो सकता. एक बार लोग बूढ़े हो गए तो ऐसा तो है नहीं कि like once the population ages, things will change. Demographic transition happens once, and that is why I was talking about the leaders at the time of independence. The whole International Congress and the leaders of that time, within Congress and outside Congress also, they all were aware that India is entering a demographic milestone when it entered demographic transition. When did it enter India? मैंने आपको बताया था 1921 में हुआ है. 1921 में and 2021 आ गए. It's been 100 years we are here, and it's a very, very responsible time. Do we understand? It's a very, very responsible time, और इस time को हमें use करना चाहिए. Is everyone okay or not? यहाँ तक clear है तो बताइए, और कुछ है तो पूछिए. You want to ask anything, please ask. Let me check अगर मैंने कुछ छोड़ा है तो. More or less तो सभी कर दिया. Perfect. Critical analysis हो सकता है. Compared to Marx and Malthus. माल्थस को तो हटा दे, माल्थस की जो भी रिस्पेक्ट थी वहीं पे छोड़ दे. Malthus के पास pioneering respect है. Malthus gains a lot of significance because today's world seems to be, like overpopulated, and that's why that is there. So Malthus becomes relevant. But otherwise, Malthusian ideas that, there will be shortage and all, and this thing, they are just very deterministic. That human beings have to live within the dictats of the nature. Nature ने जितनी हमें जगह दी है, अपनी औकात में रहना चाहिए, चादर में रहना चाहिए. We must stay within our means. That is what he wanted to say. But as I've always said, why stay within your means? Why not work on increasing your means? And human beings are like that. जहां भी जाते हैं वहां जाके फैल जाते हैं. True or not? So we like to grow. We have grown, and adversity brings the best out of us. Yes or no? Adversity brings the best out of us. Yes or no? Everyone who's saying yes. It brings out the best only if we are not using Vimal Zuma Kesari, or if we are not spending all the time in Bakaiti. Because adversity also brings out the TikTok expert in us. True. So Zuma Kesari करके बहुत लोग खुश हैं. Yes or no? So ये रही theory आपकी finito. Everyone okay with this? Demographic transition theory पर मुझे इतने ही विचार देने थे. Do we get that? चाइना की वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी कहां पर आ जाएगी? आउट ऑफ दीज 4 टाइप्स में चाइना की वन चाइल्ड विल कम इन विच वन? आउट ऑफ दीज 4 टाइप्स ABCD. China one child, if I have to put. Quickly tell me ABCD. B. Perfectly okay. Africa, West Asia, do you have example? And again saying everyone, if you want marks in population geography and human geography, people ask me, sir, how will I make the answer geographically? तो GS भी लग सकता है. Can you see that these aspects a GS student won't know? A GS student would not look at things this way. Though even in NCERT they will use the word demographic transition. वो कर लेंगे, उनको कोई दिक्कत नहीं. But in reality, knowing it कि यार इसमें migration है ही नहीं, it tells us the stages but is not in a position to tell us that when a stage will come, how long will it be there, how can we induce it, that's also there. And the government and a changing dynamic world, it can be there. So it is something which can explain the past. It's easy to explain the past, no? पीछे का देखकर तो सब कुछ है. अच्छा, आप ना कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का एक फॉर्मूला बताता हूं आपको. कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का जो मटेरियल होता है, when you look at the study material, when you're reading it, you read it and then you look at the previous year question, you're surprised. भाई ये भी है, and previous year also. All those things which are here, they are asked in the previous year question also. Amazing. These people were able to predict. True or not? But that is not true. The book was written after the paper. So what happens in the coaching books material, they constantly upgrade it. Whenever something unknown or new has come, they will incorporate that in the next edition. So anyone who reads it thinks, wow, this one is good. See, NCERT does not answer everything about that is asked in UPSC. I hope you can understand. So a theory which can explain the past, will not have the same utility compared to a theory which can explain the future also. True or not? So a theory how cyclone is formed, formation of a cyclone. Yesterday I was teaching people who attended my class on climatic disasters. A theory on how cyclone is formed applies to the past cyclones also, and the cyclones which are brewing now also in Indian Ocean region. Will it explain or not? So that is a scientific theory, and that falls in the domain of meteorology. But when we make geographical theories, those theories are not scientific. वो पीछे को ज़्यादा explain करते हैं. Do we get that? So एक criticism ये भी आता है. The theory lacks. एक word दे रहा हूँ. The theory lacks. एक जगह नहीं. क्या करें? इधर कर दे. Good theory. मजा आया. Good theory. Is that? But lacks universal application. Is it okay? And lacks prognostic value. It's a diagnostic theory. Lacks prognostic value. So ये क्या है? बहुत difficult word कर दिया. But tell me one thing. Have you ever gone for a blood test? So the blood test tells you this is your red blood cells, this is your white blood cells, this is your allergens, eosinophils, and this is your fats, cholesterol, vitamins, everything. Do they tell or not? But does that report tell you what will cure your disease? There is an expert diagnostician who writes also कि आपका ये लगता है मुझे. Yes or no? So you go to a lab, give you a blood sample, they will give you a diagnosis. Yes or no? If you want the disease to go, where you have to go? With the report you have to go somewhere else? No. Where do you have to go? The doctor. The doctor says, based on this report, I see in the future this is the problem. I don't want this to happen. Please take this medicine. True. I think the antibodies in your body have increased. Suddenly your anti-allergic component has increased. आप ज़्यादा वो कर रहे हैं. We need to bring down. You are being allergic. तो ये दवाई आप ले लीजिए. So is diagnostication important? Is a testing agency important? Yes, sir. Is it enough? No. You need a doctor to, based on that, give you the future and desired future through the medicine. True. Pregnant woman, diagnosis says lack of iron. He says you are anemic. Future is the child will be anemic. The child growth will be compromised. You should take the iron supplement. Prognostic, doctor has more ability. So this theory and the coaching notes जिनको बच्चे बोलते हैं यही है, मास्टर जी ने कहा है, आर दे डायग्नोस्टिक और प्रोग्नोस्टिक? आर दे डायग्नोस्टिक और प्रोग्नोस्टिक? They are diagnostic. But tell me, based on the diagnosis, some commonsensical prognosis can be made or not? Some commonsensical prognosis can be made or not? Even you make it before going to the doctor. वो रिपोर्ट में ही आ गया कि आपको यार ये मलेरिया है. Suppose the report says malaria. If you don't go to the doctor, if you don't go to the doctor and take the medicine of malaria, तो भी चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा? क्या लेते हैं आप मलेरिया में? कौन सी मेडिसिन है? इसलिए मत लेना. तुम टेक इट. Yes, कुनैन की गोली. Yes, क्लोरोक्विनोन or whatever that is there. वही डॉक्टर भी वही देने वाला है. True or not? So based on, say I am teaching you something, based on my diagnosis, I do predict that we can get questions on stages of this. I do predict that we can get question on analysis of this. I do predict they can ask us spatial analysis with examples. I do predict, commonsensical prediction, I do predict that they will say that within the broad framework of demographic transition, there are minor transitions happening across the world which are unique in nature. I do predict that. I do predict a question coming in which they say that the models of science, pure science and social sciences are different. I do predict that all the theories which Sachin sir took, they all led to the development of a more holistic theory and systematic theory like this. I do predict this. But can they come with something more surprising with us? Yes. But if we know all this and brainstorming, can you smartly use it to tailor make an answer? That is called capacity building. Does it happen overnight? झट से आपको गोली दे दिया हो जाएगा? नहीं हो सकता. कहाँ पर होता है? If you want to learn how to fly an aircraft in 30 seconds, can you learn it? Can you learn it? 30 seconds. Not possible. So go watch that movie Matrix. Yes. They plug you on internet. ऐसे करेगा. 30 minutes. Artificial intelligence ready. The chip is in your mind, and you are ready with that. नहीं जाके मैट्रिक्स देखो, एकदम हो जाए. Remember, आज तक लगा सकता है. 2000 के नोट में चिप लगाया था. I just have to change your pen drive. एक स्लॉट यहाँ पे लगवा लो. Just put a slot over here. जैसे लोग करते हैं ना, ईयर पियर्सिंग, नोज पियर्सिंग, इधर जो है टेम्पल पियर्सिंग करवा लो, एक स्लॉट. गिव मी अ यूएसबी पोर्ट ओवर देयर. नो टेंशन. सर इधर अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. अच्छा पीछे लगवा लो. मैट्रिक्स में पीछे 30 seconds. But if you're not a machine, if you're a human being and you don't have that USB port here, yes, I hope you can process this. So teachers who are selling that, मेरे नोट से होता है. क्या डाला भी इसमें? बाबा का चूरन डाला है. ये यहाँ पे लगा लेना और go over there. Remember one IPS officer caught cheating, वो लेके गया था हेडफोन. Same category, same category. ठीक है, तो बहुत बात कर ली हमने. DTT, I think Malthus marks you can very well see. So can I say एक और idea, since ideas we are talking about ideas. DTT, central thesis. Central thesis is there are stages of demographic evolution, socio-economic evolution of man या फिर humans drives the change. True? Is everyone okay? Malthus and Marx. Nature's limit. Your politico-economic structure drives human population evolution. Can I say more deterministic? More possibilistic? Human beings make a decision. Humans drive the change. Here what is there? Externalities. Can I say externalities drive the change? Something outside the control of human beings. Say the structure. Capitalism. So everyone you're born in a capitalist country. No sir, we are a mixed economy. अच्छा ठीक है, you're born in a mixed economy. इतना ज़्यादा आपको पता चल गया है जब से आपने UPSC prepare किया है. So can you change it? Can you change the mixed economy? Can you and I change it? चल बे ना, no mixed economy. Yes. Okay, 2 years mixed economy. Then I will like to have capitalism. Then I'll have. No. People are born in a communist world. They will have to live it. There are people who were born in Russia. They died in Russia. Nothing changed. True or not? As per Malthus, nature has limits. Moment you cross it, मरेगा कि नहीं मरेगा. ये central thesis है. अच्छा. इसके बाद इन्होंने remember a theory gives offers solutions. Solution क्या है? What is the solution? Solution is development and welfare induced by humans will control everything. Yes or no? And what kind of it? Very systematic approach, systems approach. Everywhere it should be there. Demographic transition theory will also look at भाई थोड़ा सा socio-economic. जब आपका quality of life हो जाता है तो you don't have babies. I understand that is there. Malthus and Marx ये क्या कहते हैं? What is the offer the solution? What does the theoretical paradigm says? Checks. Checks. Omega y preventive checks. Checks. You choose your checks. What does Marx says? उखाड़ डालो. Overthrow capitalism. True. अब इस checks में बहुत radical है. The choice is positive checks are मारेगा. This is catastrophe. Yes or no? Catastrophe. Preventive checks. Poor checks. These were poor. Yes. Infidelity. Not being loyal to your partner. क्या कोई मतलब ही नहीं उसका. अच्छा, overthrow. This is not easy. This calls for a revolution. हमें चाहिए आजादी. किससे आजादी पता नहीं. This calls for revolutions. This calls for people coming and overthrowing that. And above all, is capitalism that bad? Or is it all bad? Is it all bad? You bring in communism. What do you bring? Bring communism. Is communism all good? Is communism all good? Communism takes away your free will. So I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor, but the government says we have enough doctors in the country. We want farmers right now, so your turn has come. No choice, go to become a farmer. True or not? No free will. Absolutely no free will. So we are attacking Ukraine. Anyone questioning? Batate. Isko problem. True or not? No free will. People of Hong Kong, they don't want to be with China. People from Tibet did not want integration with China. Taiwan doesn't want integration with China. Yes or no? But Chinese will not listen to that. True or not? They said, okay, no problem. We will declare you as autonomous regions. Tibet autonomous region. Yes or no? Hong Kong autonomous region. But we will not give you the freedom. True. अभी क्या कर दिया? Ukraine में enter करते? Yes. And we are going to declare Luhansk and Donetsk as free nations. Even Moldova पे भी नजर है. Moldova में one part of Moldova is already under Russian patronage, so that is also they want it to be freed. No free will. Tell me one thing. There is a young boy who's unemployed. And he's begging on the roads. And it was too hot in the afternoon. He stopped begging also, so he slept off in the afternoon. In the evening, again, that young boy of 17, 18 years goes on the road and he's begging. He doesn't get anything. In the evening, he doesn't get anything. There's another young boy of the same age. He also doesn't have any means of resources, and he chooses not to beg. He goes to a shop where auto repair is happening, cycle puncture repair is happening, some pakoda sallowing is happening, and he offers his physical labor over there. He says, I will work over here. In the evening, give me food and give me some money for that. Who deserves better reward at the end of the day? A or B? B deserves. Why does B deserve better reward? So because this boy was working, he's put in efforts. That fellow was sleeping. So sleeping is not an effort, no? So what? He's also a human being. He was tired. Look at your, cats and dogs on the road, cows on the road. When they are done with eating, do they sleep or not? So this boy was sleeping. No, sir, but that fellow contributed to someone else's profit, and as a result, he got the wages. True or not? Now I want to tell you why am I talking about this. So early in the morning in a communist regime, 100 people will be told, go in the agricultural field and do this job. 100 people will go. If somebody is exceptional with work, that fellow, and someone who is totally lazy, who does not work, that fellow, both A and B, in the evening will get the same reward. And the reward is that the land does not belong to you, anything does not belong to you. In the evening, we will give you food. So tell me, is there any incentive attached with me doing work, extra work? Is there any incentive me doing something great about things? So there are two kinds of people. One is hardworking, other is hardly working. In the evening, both of them will get the same reward. No incentive for exceptional work. Will it take away human enterprise to excel? Capitalism, on the other hand, rewards. The person who works extra, the person who's able to prove his or her extra worth. And if you've done that much, you should be rewarded. So all of you said the second boy should be given that. Yes or no? Communism says nothing. वो हमारा काम है, हम आपसे काम निकलवाएंगे. You have no free will. We will push you into that, and there is no special person. And I want to tell you one more thing. Do you know in Russia there is a lot of corruption? Yes. There are many oligarchs. आपने सुना? Many oligarchs under the patronage of the political head. तो कहने को everyone will be given the same rewards, but the one who's close to the person in power, through his like good books and sir please ji hajuri karke, will he get the benefits or not? Chances of corruption or not? In capitalism, will people come on roads? Come on, how come this is there? True. If capitalism is properly regulated, like India opted for a mix of both of them. Whatever you may talk about those leaders of that time, India opted for a mixed economy. Why? We could see that both capitalism and socialism have a big role to play. In India, have the capitalists brought a lot of wealth, created a lot of wealth for the country or not? So they should be promoted. Private sector is more efficient compared to the public sector. There is no doubt about that. But private sector is into profit maximization. They may not be looking into welfare. So we have social also. True or not? But the sad part is, I want to tell you, in the name of mixed economy, we haven't really promoted the capitalists the way they should be. Yes, we have something called as a crony capitalism. Yes, no? People close to the power, they have gained depending on the political party which is coming into power. So that crony capitalism, that capitalist class, or even money and muscle power in politics has given them a lot of power. True or not? Certain states, I don't want to name them, certain states are known for their corrupt officials or not. Corrupt politicians. One of the richest politicians are there. Itna paisa chalega horse trading in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and even state legislative assemblies. Yes, no? Hota hai, nahi hota hai? A lot of money is poured into that. So what I'm trying to say here is capitalists reaching Rajya Sabha, and through the power of money, can they reach or not? So India is talking of best of both, but India has at times, because of wrong policies and the incumbent politician or the secretary over there, we have used this more on the negative side. True or not? So capitalism, socialism, did we understand? थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? अपने आंसर को mold करना है. You need to learn to mold your answers. My job is to teach you geography, but through geography, since now I am in human geography, I have to create debates. You will find that when I was talking about cyclone, I don't have to create debates. Only current thing is that now even Arabian Sea is having more cyclones, which I was talking yesterday. True or not? But in human geography, many things can come. I hope you can see the comparison there also. But one good thing is that Malthus looks ultra deterministic. Malthus says nature will kill you, so you want to save yourself, do all this. But eventually nature will kill you. Marx, on the other hand, says it is a kind of structure. If that is there, capitalism is there, you are bound to have problems. Simple, get rid of capitalism. Second, if you remember, Marx even had a suggestion for capitalists to save things from happening. Do you remember that? Marx is not talking about stop the poor grant program. He says, no, take care of the poor also. Within the capitalist economy, if you can take care of the poor, if you can value add them, job enrichment, job enlargement, you can really increase their wages, not pushing towards them. Can I say Marx is more holistic in that? Can I use the word humanistic? Remember? Welfare geography, humanistic geography. Marx is having a more wider paradigm. But always remember, Marx cannot and should not be blamed for anything. Because Marx in the very beginning says, I don't have a theory. Marx says I have a theory. Demographic transition theory is a theory. Are we clear with that? एक last theory कर देते हैं. So somebody says, I think previous year question में आया है कुछ इन लोगों को connect किया है humanism से. Yes, I think this can be connected more with quantification. Is everyone okay? Have I also connected all this with determinism and possibilism? Have I also called this as systematic geography? And these are more ideographic. They had ideas with them, but they were not systematic. Everyone, do you understand why did I take 5 class or 7 class basic or perspective before starting human geography? So every course which I take, every year which I take, every course. So I am really bored by repeating exactly the same thing. So I design different ways, different batches. As somebody said, sir, how do I start with that Shashanka question? So one suggestion was look at the beginner foundation that and a new foundation coming for you. And you can see very well things are matching up. Okay? So I want your preparation also to have this approach. If you have your preparation in this approach, things magic will happen. Whenever you give your means, मजा आएगा. Is everyone with me? चलिए. एक और theory है. The word optimum means right size. Just the right size. I think, what is the right size? Do you know when you are eating food, when to stop? ये हो गया. Do you know when to stop? Exactly when to stop? When you're breathing in, do you know exactly when to stop? Okay, my lungs are full. Should exhale. Does the farmer in India knows how much fertilizer to be put in the farm? Just the right size. How much irrigation to happen? Okay, enough. Plants need are met. Stop, cut off. Optimum population is that idea. I would say elusive idea. Elusive idea. Elusive का मतलब मिलेगा नहीं. माया है. ठीक है? क्या बोलेंगे? मृग मरीचिका. Yes. Elusive. It is not there. Someone very beautifully compared the idea of optimum population with the feminine beauty. Okay. So you can admire feminine beauty. Such a beautiful woman. But you can't measure it. You can't give it a value. कि भाई इसके ऊपर गई तो और beautiful, इसके नीचे गई तो less beautiful. And can I say that optimality point is very culture specific? If I take the example of beauty only, even in Africa, do we have beauty pageants where women with their dark skin have also their own beauty parameters. Whereas people who do not consider dark as beautiful, उनके लिए तो कुछ beauty pageant ही नहीं. That's a very racist idea. True or not? That's a very stupid racist idea. So can I say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder? True or not? So if you ask me to define something beautiful, how beautiful it is, very difficult. And what I may find beautiful, you may not find beautiful. So what I may find optimum, someone else may not find optimum. True or not? So your father gets a salary. Your father gets a salary. Yes. Your family, your father may be happy with it. He might feel it's optimum. That's what my family requires. True or not? But aspirational values might be, अरे यार ये salary at least like 2 times हो जाता, तब ठीक रहता. True or not? That's also there. A mismatch is there. Okay. So your father's salary was enough when you had only one child in the family. When 2 child came, can I say it might change? So can I say population, that optimum population idea is variable, changes, variable, dynamic, difficult to define or quantify? True or not? Difficult to define or quantify. It changes with time. Spatio-temporal variations. Spatio-temporal variations. Okay. In a desert, a population of 100 people might be overpopulation. But in a fertile plain, even 1 lakh people may be underpopulated. True or not? Can I say it is not an independent variable? Multiple variables are involved in this. Everyone with me on this? So I think, I'm looking at resource availability. I think technology. Resource can be land, space, minerals, capital. True or not? Technology, R&D, how much is there? Yes or no? Development of science and technology. So all those things. I also believe ethics or value paradigm. Are you into exploitative consumption versus conserved consumption? True or not? Exploitative consumption means you want to extract more and more. Conserve is I want to extract, but I want to make sure that it is conserved also, it is not lost. True or not? Today is your favorite dish. Your favorite dish. Mama has cooked that for you. You want to eat it, but you realize आज ही खा लिया तो खत्म हो जाएगा. Do you stagger it or not? थोड़ा अभी खा लिया. We'll have a little bit now, one in the evening, one portion in the evening, one for tomorrow also. Do we do that or not? If that is limited. So you are into conservation. What is exploitative? ठीक है, I'll have it. Mama is there. कल फिर बनाएंगे. Mama होती किस लिए? It's her job. I'm studying. It's my job. Do this, Mama. You don't even say thank you. हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता? No, sir, nobody does this to Mama. Well, people are people. You haven't seen much life. Yes, no? The same loving children who throw their elder parents out of the house. Have you seen that or not? It happens across the world. It happens across the world. Sad but true. That's true. Can I say ethical and value paradigm is different? So this optimum population idea, this idea came from economics. The economist said that if we are looking at resource availability, technology, ethics, and one more thing, efficiency of use. Efficiency of use. Does it change things or not? Some people are into wasteful use and throw, single-use things, and other people are effective and efficient. Recycle, reuse, that is also there. And I also want to tell you, is population needed for various purposes in a population, in a society? Yes, sir. Various goods and services, defense services. Even I want to tell you, if we are generating waste, so waste के treatment के लिए भी तो लोग चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? All that is needed. And if you are able to find that right size of population, then what will happen? If I'm able to see the right size of population, then what will happen? Efficiency will increase. So can I say, Shivam, it will be the most efficient one? Can I say productivity of people will be increased? Can I say output in the economy will be not only increased, maximum? वो maximum point आ जाएगा कि नहीं आएगा? Will it come or not? हर चीज maximize हो जाएगा. Let me ask you. So you are cooking food. You're making some dal pulses, or you're making some chicken. Is there a point of optimality? Below that point, your food is raw. It is not completely cooked. And after that point, what is it? Overcooked. So what are you looking for? Optimality. Just right time पे I will switch it off. True. So when it is optimally cooked, will it taste the best? Best taste. It will taste the best. It will be digested the best. Yes or no? It will have the best shelf life also. Yes. And if you are selling it to someone, you are a shop owner, you will get the best results from that. Best feedback मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा? So optimum population will be a population where the country will have maximum output, maximum efficiency, maximum per capita income, maximum standard of living, maximum quality of living, maximum pollution control, minimum waste. ये अगर ये मिल जाए, अगर तुम मिल जाओ, जमाना छोड़ देंगे. ऐसा बोलते कि नहीं? है ना, होगा ना? वो ऑप्टिमम पॉपुलेशन पे ऑप्टिमम मोहब्बती जब होकर ऐसी वाली बातें करने लगते हैं. Yes, when you fall in love, and remember, you always fall in love. You never stand up in love. तो जो गिरा और जो ज्यादा गिरा, then इसे जमाना छोड़ देंगे. That is optimality. काश ऐसा होता. True. हाँ, can we add psychological behavior of satisfaction? That my optimum level, this and that. हाँ, तुम होती तो ऐसा होता, तुम होती तो वैसा होता, तुम इस बात पे कितना हंसती, तुम उस बात पे कितना लड़ती, कर सकते हो. But this was not given by philosophers. The idea was given by economists. So they did it in a quantitative method. Is everyone okay? चलो, optimum population. अब बहुत दिन हो गए डिक्टेशन नहीं दिया. वो जो बैठा है ना क्लास में डिक्टेशन हंगरी वक्त, उसके लिए सर आज पैसा वसूल कराओगे. बिल्कुल. प्लीज राइट डाउन ऑप्टिमम पॉपुलेशन. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड इट? हैव यू अंडरस्टूड इट? अच्छा सर कोई ग्राफ भी हो सकता है? हाँ बिल्कुल ग्राफ भी बनाएंगे. लेट्स मेक द ग्राफ आल्सो. देखो नो मैटर व्हाट आई से, वक्त तो वक्त है ना, उसको तो नोट्स ही चाहिए. वो तो डिक्टेशन के लिए बैठा हुआ है. नो सर, यू आर माय बेस्ट फेवरेट टीचर. अंदर दिल में क्या है मुझे सब पता है. सर वो नोट्स होते तो, तुम होते तो ऐसा होता, है ना. आउटपुट can be production, it can be per capita income, it can be standard of living. Yes or no? It can be production, productivity. Suppose. So everyone, I have. Purvi saying, sir, your students are not hungry for dictation. Purvi, talk about yourself. Students का मतलब किसी का कोई धर्म नहीं, कोई मजहब नहीं, कोई टेंशन नहीं. ठीक है? So let us have those ideas. देखो अब ये सारा बता दिया, अब वो बेचारा ये लिख रहा है, बोले एग्जाम में क्या लिखूंगा, ये सब थोड़ी लिखूंगा. बट अ स्मार्ट राइट ब्रेनर सेज इसमें तो आंसर आ गया मेरे पास. आई हैव द आंसर. बट टू द लेफ्ट ब्रेनर कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. नाउ डायग्राम इज आल्सो नीडेड. तो कैसे करें? सो एवरीवन, suppose I buy 10 acres of land for farming. 10 acres of land for farming, that's huge amount of land. And I don't know anything about farming. Is everyone okay? I don't know anything about farming. So after buying the land, I join an agricultural university and I start doing some course in agriculture. Will my land give me the maximum output right in the beginning? No. Yes. So I'm alone. So this is my output. पूरे 10 एकड़ में मैंने मैंगो के 5 trees लगाए, वो बड़े होना शुरू हो गए. There is hardly anything coming. Yes or no? Then I realized that having land does not mean I have to be the farmer. So I hired 50 people under me. 50 people under me. What will happen to my output production? Will it increase or not? So 50 people have been added in my land. Sir, it will increase, sir. Very good. True. Now what happens is my agricultural university professor tells me that there are certain things which are more in demand, and if you are able to grow exotic vegetables in the urban areas, तो उसमें ज़्यादा मिलेगा. So my scientist fellow also comes to my field and he offers advice. Will my production further increase because of the advice of this thing? Then I realize that not just growing things, I need to get in tie-up with some people who are taking post-harvest things to the market. True. So I found some people. उन लोगों को भी किया. So as more and more people joining my project, am I getting more returns or not? Everyone. True. People are joining. True. What is my maximum output? I don't know. But because of the people joining, things are improving. Yes. So I keep on bringing more people. And then पता नहीं क्या होता है. I see that my production is not increasing the way it used to. It has plateaued. True or not? Now when I add more people to the farm, my production does not increase. In fact, many of them are sitting idle. Disguised unemployment. Yes, sir. I'm not even able to use them. In fact, if I add more people, जो आपस में लड़ाई भी करते हैं, and my production goes down. True or not? Everyone with this? This point where I had the maximum productivity, this point is called optimum population. Anything less than this, underpopulation. Anything over this, overpopulation. देखो कितना अच्छा one graph can teach us everything. You can use it in your question when it comes. So please write down about optimum population. In the study of population, the size of population of a country has been of considerable interest to the demographers. Has been of considerable interest to the demographers. The idea of optimum population is based on the elusive concept of that size of a population which is just right. That size of a population which is just right or optimum to realize the maximum output and attain the highest potential of human capabilities. Next paragraph. This idea was borrowed from the discipline of economics, which considers population as a factor of production in an economy. Have you heard of factors of production in an economy? Land, labor, capital. So labor. So population is a factor, which considers population as a factor of production in an economy. This approach considers humans as instruments to achieve socio-economic, politico-economic, socio-economic, politico, sorry, I wrote economic again, politico-administrative, socio-economic, politico-administrative, and strategic goals of a society. The theory proposes that as a factor of economy, with rising population, a country experiences an increase in the output, and production. However, a point comes where the rate of increase of the output slows down and reaches a peak value, where the rate of increase in output slows down and reaches a value reaches a peak value beyond which any addition of population beyond which any addition of population is counterproductive. This peak value is called optimum population. Next paragraph. However, it must be emphasized that the optimum population size is an ideal concept. Optimum population size is an ideal concept and a dynamic one. Its value changes spatio-temporally. Everyone, this is optimum population 1 curve. What is this country called as? Namibia or Angola. Is everyone okay? Namibia and Angola. What do they have? Resources, but no capital, no investment, no technology. So maximum it is advised that their population should be up to this. So can I say this is the optimum population size? OP1. Now if someone comes and invests in Namibia and Angola, if someone brings in technology to Namibia and Angola, will they be able to support more numbers? And will the addition of population increase their output or not? Will the curve shift? Excuse me. Can this be the OP2 now? I hope I've given an example on this. OP2. So can it shift? Is it dynamic? Which space and time can it change or not? Yes. Everyone, opposite can also happen. Opposite with an island economy. Sri Lanka, Maldives. Due to COVID, suddenly what was enough is no longer enough. Or because of mean sea level rise, island getting submerged. True or not? Because of forest resource, natural disaster happening. Same population will become overpopulated. Yes or no? People will have to leave it. Have you heard of Indus Valley civilization? Today, when I look at Indus is flowing through a desert. I cannot think of that as a huge civilizational point. In fact, because of climate change, people were forced to move out. True or not? So optimum population, will it change with time and technology? In deserts, in general, a low population is considered optimum population or not. But in Dubai, they are able to create artificial islands. They are able to capture land from sea. Similarly, you've heard of Netherlands. Yes or no? Older land. जहाँ पर उन्होंने land from sea reclaim किया या नहीं किया? Have we created artificial capacity? So if we can create that, good. Why not? If we can create that, optimum population might change. I want to tell you, 2/3 of China is not livable. 2/3 of China is mountainous and not livable. If China blasts everything and makes it all flat, will it increase the capacity or not? Because of climate change. Again, current affairs, Laro, ekdam se current affairs. Because of climate change, temperate latitudes, are they having longer growing season or not? More agriculture is possible, so more people can work over there in agriculture. Is the point of optimality shifted or not? Real examples. There was agriculture happening in countries around Aral Sea, Sir Darya, Amu Darya. Because of climate change, Aral Sea is dead now, gone. Optimum population, does it shift downwards? ऊपर जा सकता है, नीचे भी आ सकता है. Yes or no? Some resource was there, now that resource is gone. Because of climate change and disaster, something can change. Can it happen? Something which was optimally populated can become overpopulated, can become underpopulated because of dynamic shifts. Is everyone okay? True. So overpopulation, underpopulation, and optimum population, these are relative concepts. They change with time and space. Everyone with me? Some allergic response, I don't know. Can we take a 122 again? 130. Break, really? 8-minute break. I'll see you after 8 minutes. I'll wash my face and then join you. After that, we go into migration. Okay? And if you have some questions, do that. I want to leave you with a question in the break. Think about regions which are overpopulated in the world, underpopulated, and any optimum population in the world. Tell me that. मित्रों आ गए कि नहीं? जल्दी आ जाओ। हाँ ठीक है. So overpopulation, underpopulation, जल्दी बताओ कहाँ पर है? Anywhere in the world where it is overpopulated. India, China, Bangladesh, हाँ हम सब है. Can I say ये Egyptian type? Remember PRT में Egyptian type. Edward Ackerman, Egyptian type. क्या लग रहा है point? Egyptian type, where population is high compared to resource. So India is a part of that. India, China, सब part of it. South Asia, Southeast Asia, yes, overpopulated. Egypt, overpopulated. अच्छा, I want to tell you that overpopulation can be of two types. Just to give you an idea, overpopulation can be of two types. One is absolute overpopulation. Other is relative overpopulation. Absolute is no matter what, it will remain overpopulated. Yes, sir? Relative is presently overpopulated, relative to carrying capacity. Yes, in future, carrying capacity can be increased. Yes, sir? Can I say some African nations? Some African nations. Right now they are overpopulated, but if we give them technology, if we give them capital investment, they will have enough resources. They can go to the next level. They can support more population. Possible or not? Okay, that is there. Underpopulation का कोई example दो. Underpopulation. Australia. Yes, we can say that. Australia. Russia, Canada. Russia, Canada. If we take them, whole of them. Yes or no? If we take the whole of it. Otherwise, if you're looking only on that, Brazil. Can I say Latin American countries? If you remember Brazil type. PRT region. Edward Ackerman. Edward Ackerman. ये भी आपको मिल गया नहीं मिल गया everyone. Now tell me, you have sufficient concept, you have a graph, you know how to draw things, you can even make a map, you are able to give us a spatial component, spatial example, spatial dimension. क्या दिख रहा है? बढ़िया बनेगा. Amazing results will come. If the question comes, convert it. The maximum marks लेकर. Everyone theory is over. Economic theory. True. But again, the problem with the theory, does it include other aspects? Yes or no? I just want to tell you that crowding is a psychological behavior. Crowding is a psychological behavior. If a person from Asia, South Asia, East Asia goes to Canada, goes to Russia, yes, you can say, यार ये तो बड़ा खाली खाली. True or not? Yes. But if a person from Canada goes to Latin America or Russia, he will not find it overpopulated. True or not? Sorry, underpopulated. तो ऐसे ही होना चाहिए. When these people come to India, इनके होश उड़ जाते. अरे so many people. आप सोचिए, गंगा आरती हो रही घाट पर. True. Think of metro train. Think of Bombay local. So many people. Ask Indians, is it congested? नहीं, वो तो सिर्फ morning hours में congested होता है ऑफिस में, वरना तो सब ठीक है, सब चंगा सी. Yes or no? Our thresholds are different or not? Our thresholds are different. In crowd, if somebody rubs a shoulder with you, ठीक है, भीड़ थी, कंधा लग गया, that's okay. True or not? In a crowd, you are moving, and by mistake someone's elbow touches you. In India, what do you think of that? I don't know. Coming from women, I want to tell you that there are some really sick-minded people also who use the crowd for wrong things. Yes or no? There are people, and men generally don't face it. Women face it more. True or not? Boys may not realize it. Girls know it more. True. नहीं, पूर्वी से सर, it is for me, it is okay in crowd. पूर्वी मैं कह रहा हूँ, लोग भीड़ का फायदा भी उठाते हैं, आपके लिए भी okay नहीं रहेगा. Trust me. And by God's grace, I am so thankful. Nothing wrong has happened. Wrong touches. Yes or no? True. That's a fact. But what I'm trying to say here is that Europe में इतना खाली है. If you touch someone, they might take offense to that. How dare you touch? और आजकल कोविड के जमाने में छू दिया तो, yes or no? कोविड फैला रहा है. True. इंडिया में आप पार्क में जाते हो, you go to a park and there are many kids playing and you find a cute little infant over there. ऐसे गोद में भी उठा सकते हो कि नहीं? You will pick up that infant. किली करोगे. Yes or no? Try doing that in Europe. किडनैपिंग के चार्ज हो जाएंगे. बच्चे को उठाया था, रो रहा था. True or not? So this idea is somewhere overpopulation, underpopulation. As an economic concept, I understand, but the concept has to be bigger thing also. In fact, the very idea of crowding is different. People who have lived in joint family, your uncle asking you, "Beta, how's your UPSC preparation going?" It's okay. Yes. Grandparents asking you, well, "How's your preparation going?" It's okay. You are happy that everyone is concerned. But people who have been born and brought up in nuclear family, if their chacha, mama, anyone asks, "Okay, how's your preparation?" यार इसको क्या मतलब है? This fellow is making fun of me. True or not? Our whole understanding of population changes or not? True. So overpopulation, underpopulation is somewhere very different. It is also culture specific. Also. Look at the public urinals which are there in India. 4 लोग एक साथ खड़े होकर. Some people might find it very crowded, and some people are like, what is crowding? True. हम लोग तो 26 जनवरी में मोटरसाइकिल पे भी आपने देखा है कितने लोग चढ़ के दिखाते, रिकॉर्ड बनाते. And when that marriage happened, marriage में फोटो खिंचवाने के लिए, the bride and the groom, and उस पर कितने लोग चढ़ रहे होते हैं. The stage does come out. अपने को क्राउडिंग समझ में नहीं आती. True or not? सब लोग फोटो खिंचवा रहे, दूल्हा दुल्हन दिखने रहे, थोड़ी देर बाद स्टेज रह गया, सब कुछ, कोई टेंशन नहीं. ये सब स्टेज बनाने वाले भी चैंपियन होते हैं. So that's what we are talking about: crowding and overcrowding, population, overpopulation. From an economic point of view, I see that idea, but there are multiple things in which we are looking at that. Okay, चलिए. So population as a resource, population as a human resource, and population as a social capital. Remember, ये मैं आपको अगली क्लास में बताऊंगा. अभी let us talk about migration. So what is migration? जल्दी से बताओ, और फिर मैं आपको तब तक स्लाइड अपलोड करता हूँ जल्दी से. Migration. What is migration for you? रोहिंग्यास, बांग्लादेशी, आजकल मैं यही सुन रहा हूँ सब जगह, दिल्ली में, अरे ये तो सब बांग्लादेश बना रहे हैं, कभी पाकिस्तान बना रहे बोलते, कभी खालिस्तान बना रहे बोलते. कौन लोग हैं यार खाली? ये सुनो, सबको खतरा ही लग रहा है इन लोग को. सर इन्हीं की वजह से आप सेफ हो सर. अच्छा, यही सेफ्टी लाइन. ऑल माई 43 years आई हैड नो प्रॉब्लम. अभी ये लोग आ गए तो मैं सेफ हो गया. सही यार. दिल्ली वाज अबाउट टू बिकम बांग्लादेश. बहुत सही यार. कहाँ से लाते आइडिया यार. चलिए, माइग्रेशन का स्लाइड्स हैव कम फॉर यू. हाँ जी. So movement of people in and out of a place. Okay, When someone goes from one place to another, okay, movement of people. अच्छा एक बात बताइए, movement of people तो मुझे समझ में आ गया, movement of people. So today my friend sent a picture, a photograph of his children next to a mango tree, and he says कि भाई, it is good to be home. I am in my village with my children. He lives in Delhi and he's gone to the village with mango trees. Is he a migrant? Is my friend and children migrant? So why are you saying that movement of people is migration? True. I live in NCR, I live in Delhi, I live in Noida. From Noida, I go to Delhi. These are two different states, Uttar Pradesh and this state. Am I a migrant? Am I a migrant? So you are saying movement of people. Okay, so Shivam says a permanent residence. Okay, so Shivam says, sir, you go and you change the place of residence permanent. So Shivam, you are from city X and you decide to do an MBA and you come to MBA college. Corporate MBA, 1 year you are going to spend in the hostel of that. Your residence is this. Are you a migrant? Are you a migrant? Is it permanent? Temporary? So are you a migrant? So people who are not in the place of your birth, if you are not in the place of your birth and you are in the college hostel, are you a migrant? Rakhi says from one country to another. If one country to another, then why would Raj Thackeray and his gang, MNS gang, will say that people from UP and Bihar leave Maharashtra? Why did he do that? अभी वो उसकी बात ही नहीं करता, आजकल नया वाला चल रहा है ना, उसका लाउड स्पीकर हटवाएगा वो. पहले पगलाया था कि महाराष्ट्र ओनली मराठी मानुस, ये तो नो. So why international? True. Someone from Kerala decide to live in Sikkim. Migrant or not? You are an IS officer from Punjab, cadre is Karnataka. In Karnataka, are you a migrant or not? Yes or no? You are from Rajasthan, posted in CAPF, yes, and posted in the paramilitary forces in Manipur, Tripura. Migrant or not? Migrant हो या नहीं? राजस्थान वाला त्रिपुरा में पहुंचा हुआ है फौज में. सर फौज में मैं कैसे migrant हो गया सर? Paramilitary forces, I am not a migrant. It is my job. First of all, it is very, very sad that for political reasons, people have made this word migrant as something associated with shame and blame. Migrant has all the right to live by. In fact, we all are migrants. We all are migrants. I told you, peopling of the planet started with Africa Negritos. अब तो बाद में आए ना? True or not? Migrants, India. Modi ji went to Denmark. Indian diaspora wanted to meet Modi ji. Modi ji met them, had the selfie moment also, and Modi ji invited everyone, please tell, at least send at least 5 people to India. Yes or no? We tell our diaspora, please keep on sending us foreign remittances. Yes or no? Sri Lanka, very sad, because so many people who were posted outside because of COVID, they had to come back, so money stopped coming in. Within the states like Uttarakhand, hilly states, many people migrate out of those states, but because of COVID, many people came back. Yes or no? So the remittances which come from migrants, they actually contribute a lot to the economy of the country. So migrants have a very important role to play. True or not? So migrant is nothing wrong. So many people migrating to West Asia, UAE, Dubai, Bahrain, and either Singapore में India से जाते हैं. You've seen Kerala, so many people migrating to West Asia, Tamil Nadu, so many people migrating to Singapore. So much so that in Singapore there are 4 official languages. One of them is Tamil. One of the 4 official languages of Singapore is Tamil. That's migrant. Migrants have power. Migrants have power. Migrants can lobby a lot. Israeli migrants have a huge lobby. Indian migrants. In fact, this whole chapter which I'm teaching, I'm teaching migrants. If you talk about the country which has the maximum migrants in the world in 2022 report, that is from India. India, Mexico, China. सबसे ज़्यादा sources of migrants हमसे ज़्यादा है. तो सोचो India, what are we talking about? These people who are creating nonsense in the name of migrants. ये बांग्लादेश से आ रही है. We are the ones who are outsourcing the maximum number of migrants in the world. Imagine if such things start happening to Indian diaspora outside. If they are named and shamed. But किसी को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? शाम को तो जुबा केसरी खाना है. यहाँ पे दिन में करो आंदोलन. Yes. दिन में be a part of all this nonsense. Social media पे news बनाना है. और कुछ है नहीं तो news तो बनना है ना. The more you speak, the louder you speak, the better it is. ये है migration. So migration involves what? Migration involves movement. Migration involves change in place of residence. Migration involves crossing of a political border or a boundary. Migration involves a purpose to cross. It can be a pull, economic. It can also be a push, civil war, partition of India, people forced to move out. It can be permanent. It can be temporary. Yes. So think about what migrations come to your mind quickly. 2 minutes. Think about all types of migrations that you have seen. Internal, external. अच्छा तो इसी को internal, external बोलेगा. You correct. I want to put it as short, medium, and long distance. Do you agree? Push and pull. Can you think of some push driven migrations? जल्दी से बताओ. Push driven migration with the example in your mind, not without example. Political turmoil. शिवम साथ में example भी देना. Which area you are talking about? ऐसे आधा नहीं लूंगा, पूरा लेने वाला. Ukraine. Okay. Political turmoil है वो. It's a war. Myanmar military coup. Military coup हुआ है वहां पर. Has a military coup happened in Myanmar? It was always the military rule. Civil war in Syria. Do you think civil war चल रहा है सीरिया में? सीरिया में तो दुनिया बॉम्ब कर दी जाकर. So that is what I want ना. IR पढ़े हो ना तुम लोग, बहुत सारा IR पढ़े हो. स्पेसिफिक तो होना चाहिए हो क्या रहा वहां पर. ये सुनो. तो सीरिया में जो बॉम्बिंग चल रही थी, so the military rule over there in Myanmar pushing out the Rohingyas. Yes, we saw that. There are times, like religious, communal, this thing. Civil war कहाँ पे? I think Iraq में civil war चल रहा है. Yes. Terrorism at places. Terrorism at places. Really don't tell me negative factor that desire to leave. I said push factor with example. बताओ मुझे. श्रीलंका political turmoil. अब श्रीलंका में political turmoil है, ठीक है? So are you hearing of people leaving Sri Lanka, or you are looking at people fighting in Sri Lanka? Prime Minister जा चुका, President जाएगा. Venezuela, okay. So what kind of this thing? Too much of devaluation of currency. Push factor. Correct. Can I also say that nobody is talking about climate change. We call them climate refugees. Climate refugees. An island going down, people losing their habitat. Climate refugee कहलाएंगे. ठीक है. शिवाजी सिंह Mexico, Venezuela. ठीक है. I don't think so. Mexico में सिर्फ इसलिए है कि inflation. Venezuela में तो we saw hyper inflation. और कहीं से push factor can be simple push factor, lack of availability of resources. Lack of availability of resources or incomes. Can I say rural urban migration? Rural to urban migration is a push factor at times. So many times we find boys and girls, men and women from Bihar migrating for jobs. Can I say push factor? Push factor possible? We've heard of genocides. True or not? Genocides, a particular community being killed. Of late you are hearing like बहुत ज़्यादा news नहीं चल रहा the Kashmiri Pandits. Yes. I think genocides have happened many places. True. Terrorism, Boko Haram. Can there be disasters? Some chemical leak, gas leak, forest fires, proneness to disaster. Push factors. थोड़ा सा आपके दिमाग में लेकर आ. So if you have those things, it makes sense. So, अगर आपसे कोई पूछे causes of migration, simple answer would be physical causes and human causes. Physical can be, remember the spheres: lithosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, anthroposphere. Anthroposphere is anthroposphere. Here, instead of anthroposphere, can I say ecological causes? Ecological or environmental causes. Everyone, can we say that land, if there is too much of soil degradation, soil is not there, fertile soil. Too much of, say for example, landslides. Atmosphere, extreme weather events. Climate change, droughts, mega drought. Remember, Western US में कल मैंने आपको बताया mega drought. Example भी दिमाग में रखना. Biosphere में what is happening? Suddenly the forest wealth is lost, biodiversity is lost. ठीक है. जैसे environmental में I can use Amazon fire, Amazon, California, Australian bushfire. See, we are geographical, so we must have that. Environmental, we have looked at mean sea level rising. Sea level rising, as a result, what has happened? Pacific Island. अगर आपने में पता नहीं कौन से न्यूज़पेपर में था, इंटरनेट है कि फॉर लुकिंग एट दैट, शंघाई डूब रहा है कि नहीं डूब रहा है. शंघाई पे बहुत आ रहा है कि द कोस्ट ऑफ चाइना. आई डोंट नो हु कवर्ड इट, हिंदू कवर्ड इट और व्हाटएवर. अच्छा, यहीं पे मैं आई लिव इन दिल्ली, अभी मैं स्नीज कर रहा हूं एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो पोल्यूशन इन दिल्ली, पोल्यूशन दिल्ली, इंडिया, चाइना की भी मोस्ट पोल्यूटेड सिटीज है या नहीं? हैपनिंग और नॉट? अच्छा, इकोलॉजिकल क्राइसिस, वाटर रिलेटेड. रिमेंबर Aral Sea dried up. Sahel region, somebody was talking about. साउथ अफ्रीका, रिमेंबर डे 0, मैंने कहीं पे बात किया था एनवायरमेंट की क्लास में, डे 0 द वाटर ऑफ द सिटी केप टाउन में आया था डे 0. नाउ दे हैव स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट रिसाइकल्ड वाटर ओवर देयर, वो भी मैंने सिखाया था. बायो रेमेडिएशन, फाइको रेमेडिएशन, if you remember algae is being used to clarify that water. ठीक है. So mega drought, we have already done that. Landslide, maybe यहाँ पे land degradation. Can I bring the idea of land degradation neutrality? The world is going into that. ये सारी चीजें करंट अफेयर से रिलेट हो जाएंगी because of this. And why am I talking about this? Because I really want to bring that idea that you are able to relate to the geography of it. अच्छा, एक बायोस्फीयर में can anyone understand what I am writing? Zoonotic diseases, animal plant से जो disease हो रहे हैं. COVID is one of them. Zika, Corona, Zika, SARS, animal से bird flu. True. Factors हैं for migration. Have I given you this? Okay, I'm not dictated. I'm sorry. Right brain. Can you see this? And right brain, have I given you examples also whereby you can make a map? True. Human beings का क्या करें? Anthroposphere, a developmental project होता है. Relief rehabilitation, people displaced, है ना? Politico administrative causes, so political instability, war possible. किसी ने कहा economic disaster. So इन दोनों का मिलाकर I think श्रीलंका is an example. श्रीलंका, वेनेजुएला is an example. ठीक है. और क्या? सिविल अनरेस्ट, जो आपने कहा सिविल अनरेस्ट, इसमें सीरिया, टूनिसिया, टेररिज्म इज देयर, ये सब. और क्या हो सकता है जल्दी से बताओ? ह्यूमन बीइंग्स वाला, मैन इंड्यूस्ड डिजास्टर्स, से फॉर एग्जांपल ब्राजीलियन फायर, अमेज़न फॉरेस्ट, वहां पे ड्रॉट्स हो रहे हैं यार. ब्राजीलियन अमेज़न रीजन हैज बिकम द ड्रॉट प्रोन रीजन. व्हाई ड्रॉट्स? इक्वेटोरियल रेन फॉरेस्ट यार. नहीं, आई एम तो जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज फैक्टर्स एज वन कैटेगरी ऑफ फैक्टर्स. तो इसको आप ऐसा कर लो, इसको आप पुश में डाल लो ना. Causes, push factors. Physical push, human push. Similarly, you can make a flowchart for pull. What is push for some place is pull for another place. So the causes are push and pull causes. Is everyone okay? The causes are two categories, push and pull. I have given you an example of push. See, if push is happening from one place, will pull happen at the other place? Will pull happen at the other place? Possible? So that is what I am saying. Everyone clear? Any question, please ask. Migration is an easy question to handle, provided you are smart enough to see and work on it. चलिए थ्योरी देखें. Causative factor, ये तो आपने और मैंने सोचे. See, when I teach my students, my intention is that in the examination you should be able to see things. You should be able to see things from a spatial point of view. तो आपके पास एक spatial point of view होना चाहिए. So if you are looking at getting more marks in exam, make the answer geographical. How can that answer be geographical? So many people keep on asking me. Randomly कोई भी आएगा YouTube पर पूछ लेगा, Telegram पे, sir, I know all geography but I don't know how to make it geographical. Then how do you know geography? My question to them is, but to my students who are doing regular classes, एक तो अपने question में spatial ले आओ. Where have I already brought spatial or not? Second is you bring the theories, because these are geography specific, no? बेटा where में ही तो चीजें हैं. या तो spatial example दोगे और दूसरा क्या दोगे? मैप दोगे. I hope you understand spatial के component है map. Yes or no? Other is theories. So if I'm talking about marks and multiples in my answer, so definitely a GS student is not going to ask that or not. है ना? तो जब हम इसकी बात करते हैं माइग्रेशन की थ्योरीज, हमारे पास है लीज पुश एंड पुल मॉडल. ली पुश एंड पुल मॉडल. ठीक है. अभी व्हाट वी वर सेइंग दैट कॉजेस ऑफ माइग्रेशन आर पुश एंड पुल. इज एवरीवन ओके? नाउ आई एम सेइंग एज पर ली कॉजेस ऑफ माइग्रेशन आर पुश एंड पुल. सो डज दैट गिव दैट एक्स्ट्रा बिट टू माय आंसर? वहां पे ली मार देंगे. अच्छा, देयर इज दिस फेलो ज़ेलेंस्की, नथिंग डू विद यूक्रेनियन प्रेसिडेंट. सो ज़ेलेंस्की ने क्या किया? कॉपी पेस्ट किया. डू यू नो व्हाट इज डीटीटी? डेमोग्राफिक ट्रांजिशन थ्योरी. इन्होंने क्या कर दिया उसको? एमटीटी, माइग्रेशन ट्रांजिशन थ्योरी. He says that society changes socio-economically, their migration behavior changes. True or not? Remember, the local rural people are less mobile. They like to stay over there. But as urbanization comes, as you go into industrialization, you start moving to cities. And in those cities, you feel, yeah, I am in Hyderabad. There is a better opportunity in Bangalore. Why not fly to Bangalore? And I find the climate Bangalore is better. No. If you are in IT, Hyderabad, Bangalore are okay. But if you are in civil engineering and other things, maybe these are not the cities. Let me try close to government projects in Delhi. So मैं Delhi shift हो जाऊँ. Possible? Gurgaon, IT, I want to shift over there. Pharma, I want to go to Chennai. Possible? So now you become more mobile. Then you are already in IT. You start thinking, यार एक बार काम करता हूँ. There is better opportunity in US. They'll pay me in dollars. डॉलर का रेट भी बढ़ रहा है. देश की नाक कट रही है. ऐसा बताते थे मोदी जी एंड टीम. That if Indian rupee is devaluated, वो देश की नाक कट जाती है. आजकल पता नहीं क्या क्या कट रहा है. बचाएंगे नहीं बचाएंगे. That's there. I'm saying it's economy, no. Rupee devaluation happened. उसमें देश की नाक क्या होती है? Suddenly now we are talking economics. They said there is nothing देश की नाक in this. So global. But when in opposition तब देश की नाक और कान, they started playing with organs of the country. They started looking for what all organs India has, and they were talking about what is the damage happening to those organs, kidney, liver, lungs, सब चढ़ा देते. Yes. अभी suddenly they are saying this is global economy. What organ you are talking about? ठीक है, बढ़िया. सब चंगा सी. आगे बढ़े. Push and pull. जो लोग सोचते थे push and pull कैसे हो सकता है, देखो कितना बढ़िया डायग्राम बना दिया. Zero is factor perceived to be unimportant. Push and pull, positive and negative factors. So you are in your city. Get that? So positive is food at home. You love your mama's cooking. मम्मा के हाथ का खाया तो कुछ है. ठीक है? Positive is your school and college friends. And positive is that special friend. True or not? What is negative? Negative is no job in my city. Negative is too much of political atmosphere, negative atmosphere. इधर का उधर कर रहे, सबको refugee और anti-national declare कर रहे. True or not? What is negative? Caste discrimination. Is everyone okay? But there is something neutral also. Neutral is that FDI has come to your state. Neutral for you. तुम्हें ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Suddenly a new crop, a research institute has created a high yielding variety. आपके लिए neutral है. Do you get that? The digital, the currency is getting digital transactions. Nothing. Is everyone okay? So everyone, does your city has positive and negatives? I just gave you an example. Now, you want to come to Delhi for coaching. The choice is, I can stay in my city, online coaching, Unacademy मुझे सारी सेवाएं दे रहा है. No, Unacademy has opened a center in Delhi also. I want to go there in a physical class. सुनते there is a library also and everything. You can sit and interact with this thing. So offline. Problem in Delhi, costly. Yes, sir. Problem in Delhi, I am not used to living that urban life too fast. Delhi is very polluted. Yes, negatives. What is positive? Positive क्या है? So somebody wrote, sir, feel आएगा physical class में. Physical class. Yes, there will be a competitive spirit. True. I'll be able to meet my teachers directly and work on that. I'll get a more exposure to the city life also. थोड़ा exposure भी चाहिए, तब तक मैं small town. Neutral. आम आदमी पार्टी ने ये कर दिया, म्यूनिसिपैलिटी ने ये कर दिया, Delhi has been voted the greenest city, something neutral, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. True or not? So every city, every location will have push and pull factors. Whether you will migrate or not will depend on what? First is assessment of these two. अब if you leave her special friend, तो तुम्हारा दिन रात पूरा नहीं हो रहा है. अरे यार उसके बिना मैं कैसे रहूंगा. ट्रू. बट अगर तुम्हारा कमिटमेंट बहुत गहरा नहीं है तो तुम इधर सोच रहे, इधर भी तो एक पॉजिटिव है, न्यू फ्रेंड भी तो मिल सकता है. यस, धोखा टाइप पीपल, लाइक धोखा पार्टी आल्सो, सो दैट कैन आल्सो बी देयर. सो यू जस्ट थिंकिंग. But it all will depend on. I am very, very clear. The decision will depend upon your family also. Your family may create obstacles. You are a girl child. नहीं हाँ यहाँ लड़कियां नहीं जाती. किसे पता यार वहाँ पे बिल्कुल सेफ नहीं है. ऐसा ना बोलने सारे बांग्लादेशी आ रहे उधर. न्यूज नहीं देख रहे हो तुम? जी पे देखो सब कुछ है. सब बांग्लादेशी आ चुके उधर. आई थिंक इट इज अबाउट टू बी बांग्लादेश. जी बता रहे हैं. तो जी चैनल दिखाएंगे. तुम बताओ पापा ये सब देखना बंद कर दो, ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है. नहीं यही है जी, कोई तो आता है, यही तो जानता है सब कुछ. जी चल रहा है. अच्छा छोड़ो, जी छोड़ देते हैं. चलो रिपब्लिक दिखाता हूँ. पापा ये भी छोड़ दो. अच्छा तुम सब छोड़ दो. एकदम देवदास बना रखा है. पारो को छोड़ दो. कैसे छोड़ दूं? सबसे तेज है ये लोग. ओनली देशभक्त चैनल्स. ओके. तो फाइनली द कंक्लूजन इज गोइंग टू दिल्ली इज लाइक गोइंग टू बांग्लादेश. तो नहीं जाएगा तू. नहीं जाएगा. बिग प्रॉब्लम. ऑब्स्टिकल्स. सेकंड ऑब्स्टिकल कैन बी, पैसा नहीं है भाई. बेटा उतना पैसा कौन लेकर आएगा? पॉसिबल. So decision is positive, negative, that is also there. Positive, negative, that is also there. But there are obstacles. Then she calls you up, special friend. If you leave me, this is my waist, this is the blade. मैं कट कर लूंगी. अब बताओ, अपने प्यार को छोड़ के जाओगे? Big problem. Problem or not? Opportunity भी हो सकती है. Your father says, "Beta, your dreams are important. I know. Here, when you study, you are mostly engaged with the family affairs. So there, you will be doing focus study. Suddenly, तुम नहीं आना चाहते. पापा कह रहे चले जाओ, कोई बात नहीं. We are with you. पापा को मम्मा के हाथ का खाना नहीं. अरे every Sunday we will parcel it. Don't worry. पार्सल करके भेज देंगे. ये लो अभी तेरे लिए. मम्मा को बोल, मम्मा अचार बनाओ इसके लिए. अचार पापड़ whatever you can make. सब कुछ अचार पापड़ कचरी सब बनाओ. लिट्टी चोखा टोका जो डालना डालो. इतना ठिकवा डाल दो कि बेचारा कभी कमी नहीं महसूस. सब कुछ बना दिया मम्मा ने. Pack is ready. True. Opportunities. Yes. In fact, she is also shifting to the new town. वो भी न्यू टाउन में जा रही. मेरा प्यार शालीमार, मैं आ रहा हूं तेरे साथ. ट्रू. अमेजिंग थिंग. अपॉर्चुनिटीज. So sometimes, अब मैं सिंपल, अब ऐसा तो लिखेंगे नहीं ना एग्जाम में. आई थिंक पीपल हु आर इन सीरिया आर कॉट इन सीरिया. वो बेचारे बाहर नहीं निकल सकते. ट्रू और नॉट? श्रीलंकन, कितने लोग श्रीलंका छोड़ पाएंगे यार? इंटरवीनिंग ऑब्स्टिकल्स है या नहीं? Across the borders, there are border fences. Tell me, यूक्रेन से बाहर निकलना आसान है? When Afghanistan happened, remember you saw the pictures on the airport. People were giving their children to the US Army. कैसा लोग? Afghanistan did not allow to cross the borders. So many people wanted to leave Afghanistan. So much अपनी एम्बेसी जल्दी से छोड़ छाड़ के खाली करके आगे भाई बच लो. जो बचा सकता है, जितने कपड़े लगते थे सब उठा के अंदर निकल लिए. True. Americans निकल गए. People are left to that. Very big problem. Women, the drudgery of the work. Women in a patriarchal society have no say. सुनो, तुम सिर्फ इतना ही कर सकती हो. ये मेरे परिवार की नाक का सवाल है. ये सुनो, नाक कान all the organs of your family वो सारे भी लड़की के पास ही होते हैं. I'm talking about the real things. I'm talking about the real things. Rohingyas, मतलब people are running from Myanmar, they're jumping into the rivers. Remember Mizoram government sending to the center कि यार ये लोग मर रहे हैं, कुछ बता दो. Happening or not? Big challenges happening. Big challenges happening. What do you do? International laws are there. How do you manage them? Push and pull factor. Diagram भी मिल गया. नाम किसका लिखेंगे? श्री श्री ली. श्री श्री 1008 ली. ब्रेट ली, ब्रूस ली, जो भी ली, लिख देना ली. तो मैंने देखा दिल्ली कोचिंग वाले जबरदस्ती ली लिखवा देते. कहीं पर भी बेटा ली लिख देना. बच्चे को मजा आता है. ली इज एन इजी नेम. ली मार देते. आई होप यू विल बी इंटेलिजेंट इनफ टू यूज इट. तो टीचर पढ़ाते पढ़ाते पता स्टूडेंट को ये समझ नहीं आ रहा ना, बिकॉज ये समझने का चीज नहीं है. मैं पूरा ट्राई किया टू एक्सप्लेन यू. नाउ मगअप. दिल्ली कोचिंग को वेरी वेरी क्लियर. मगअप मगअप मगअप. अभी मगरमच्छ बना रहा है क्या? इसमें क्या समझना था? पहले तो 7000 क्लासेस लेगा, उसके बाद बोलेगा एट द कंक्लूजन, सी आई न्यू दिस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, मुझे भी ज्यादा समझ नहीं आया, मगअप. अपने नोट्स बनाए, पिछले 5000 साल से नोट्स बना के, एंड देन उसको डिक्टेशन कर रहा है. So that will continue. I hope you are smart enough to go beyond that. So push can be intolerance, possible, poor employment, low income, housing shortage, social upheaval. हाँ सर, ये वाले words अच्छे हैं. You know, there's many people who don't have much self-respect. सर मेरी brainstorming में कुछ नहीं होता है. Sir, I want brainstorming from the book. करके लिया. ऐसे ही होगा brainstorming. चलेगा? Job prospect, high wage. तो पूल भी ने कहा सर सारे नेगेटिव क्यों लिख रहे हो? पूल भी लिखो. तो यहाँ से निकलेगा. यहाँ से निकलेगा. poor employment छोड़ेगा तो यहाँ पर आएगा. True. यहाँ low income है तो उसी का opposite यहाँ पर क्या होगा? High income. If there is shortage of house over here, there is excess of house. Do you get that? पूरी वो अगर ब्लैक है तो उसका ऑपोजिट इधर हो जाएगा. ऑपोजिट ऑफ पुश विल टर्न इनटू अ पुल. सो योर फैक्टर्स विल ऑटोमेटिकली डबल. एवरीवन ओके? टाइप्स ऑफ माइग्रेशन क्या होते हैं? फोर्स्ड माइग्रेशन, रिलीजियस परसिक्यूशन, famine, natural disaster, these are forced. ठीक है? सो देयर इज कंट्री ऑफ ओरिजिन, देयर आर सर्टेन पुश फैक्टर्स ओवर देयर, सो एंड देयर आर बैरियर्स टू इट. सो इसमें दो तरह की होती है. फोर्स्ड माइग्रेशन समझ में आ गया सबको? दे कैन बी वॉलंटरी माइग्रेशन, हायर सैलरीज, retirement to warmer climate in one thing. Since I'm talking about, well, this is paper one, no? So I've given you example of USA, I've given you example of America. warm area में आएंगे. ठीक है? Voluntary migration, this is called improvement migration. You're getting better salaries on that, so that is what we are talking about. People from developing world migrating to west, dollars में आएगा, सब कुछ आएगा, तो income is changing. अच्छा, there is they reach the country. अब उधर जाने के बाद they are not liking it. If they don't like it, so what will happen? They'll come back. Return migration. Reason for return, earned enough money to return, cause of initial migration removed. So I wanted money, बहुत मिल गया, but मुझे याद आती इंडिया की. I miss India. Yes, I only listen to जगजीत सिंह and पंकज उदास. चिट्ठी आई है, कब से आई है चिट्ठी आई नहीं रही. कैसे नो? I am reminded of सरसों का खेत. जैसे पैसा होता है मैं वापस आ जाता. I see empty roads. I am reminded of so many people on the road. वो बैठ के फुचका खा रहे उधर. गोलगप्पा. True or not? गोलगप्पा and पानी. Remember geography teacher saying Earth's interior is pani puri and water in it. Amazing. Barrier to return, but वापस आने में भी barrier हो सकते हैं. Racial or political problems in the original area. So sometimes you are caught in a war region. So वहाँ से निकलना मुश्किल हो जाता है. So when people were caught during Kuwait war, कुवैत में लोग फंसे थे इंडियंस, उनको बाहर निकालना था. अभी यूक्रेन में इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स हुए थे, उनको निकालना था. चैलेंज है कि वापस आना आसान नहीं. प्रिवेंशन ऑफ वॉलंटरी मूवमेंट, एग्जाम्पल लैक ऑफ मनी, अच्छा आपके पैसा ही नहीं है, रिमेंबर बैरियर्स है, लैक ऑफ मनी, लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस, यू वांट टू गो अब्रॉड बट यू डोंट हैव द प्रॉपर चैनल, अगर आप उससे रॉन्ग चैनल से चले गए तो आप क्या डिक्लेयर हो जाओगे, इलीगल माइग्रेंट। आपके साथ क्या हो सकता है, व्हाट कैन हैपन विद यू इफ यू आर एन इलीगल माइग्रेंट इन अ कंट्री, व्हाट कैन हैपन टू यू if you are an illegal migrant, what can happen to you, jail, detention, अच्छा सुनो ना, think about the worst, jail detention तो छोटी सी बात है, the worst, they can kill you, sexual abuse, human trade, bonded labor, क्या नहीं हो सकता तुम्हारे साथ, तुम सोच नहीं सकते, सोच नहीं सकते, तुम्हारी किडनी गुर्दा भी निकाल सकता है, you are nobody, so please 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 never think of being a migrant without proper documentation, if you go to jail that is easy, get that, वहीं के माफिया तुमसे माफी नहीं मंगवाएंगे। सर एक्सोडस इन द सेंस नेगेटिव वर्ड है या बना दिया गया है, आई डिड नॉट फाउंड एनीवेयर रिटन अबाउट इट, तो दिक्कत क्या है शिवम भाई मेकिंग इट नेगेटिव वर्ड, एक्सोडस मींस एग्जिट है, अब इसको फोर्स्ड एक्सोडस कह दो या मास एक्सोडस कह दो, पुश एंड पुल हो सकता है ना, जनरली एक्सोडस इज बिकॉज ऑफ पुश फैक्टर, so let's not add it as positive or negative, it is because of push factor, exodus, do you get that, so push factor is pushing people, mass exodus force exodus हो सकता है, mass exodus ऐसे ही हो सकता है ठीक है। अब श्रीलंका में बिकॉज ऑफ द इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस देयर इज मास एक्सोडस, सो मेनी पीपल वांट टू लीव श्रीलंका, तो वो क्या हो गया वहां के पुश फैक्टर की वजह से। टाइप्स ऑफ माइग्रेशन डन एवरीवन, डायग्राम भी है, यूज कर लेना एग्जाम। माइग्रेशन फ्रॉम अ सिस्टम्स अप्रोच, लुक एट माइग्रेशन, एनवायरनमेंट में भी अ कॉज, environment is economic environment, environment can be technology environment, environment can be government policy environment, environment can be social welfare, social schemes can be, so different push and pull factor, you can look at it from multiple ways, multiple ways, okay। Rural urban migration, generally it has been seen that it is mostly for economic causes। Decision to migrate, a typical net income stream, so अगर आपकी expected annual income कम है और ये बढ़ता जाता है, so if your income can increase you will migrate, but that also depends on your age। Old age people will not be thinking of migration, but if you are in 20s you can take a risk, even if you fail no problem, but 50 साल का बूढ़ा आदमी रिस्क ले रहा है तो चैलेंज हो सकता है। Nowadays 50 is not a big age, I don't think so 50 is a big age with the growing life expectancies, but still 50 is a big age to leave everything and go to the next place। Recent approaches mostly economic है, so positive and negative, Marxism, structuralism ये कल कराएंगे, theories I will be doing tomorrow structuration theory and gender analysis, sociological, anthropological, this we will be doing tomorrow, ठीक है। इंट्रानेशनल, सो इंटरनेशनल के बाद देयर कैन बी इंटरनेशनल आल्सो, शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, सो दीस आर देयर impacts of migration। तो जल्दी से बताओ व्हाट विल बी द impacts of migration, we can also see it as consequences of migration quickly, can you think of consequences of migration? Brijesh is saying population increase, Brijesh, but there is population decrease also, so poverty and hungerness, बेटा hungerness तो कुछ नहीं होता, hunger ही होता है, yes sir both। So everyone, I have a idea for all of you. I have an idea for all of you. Interested? You are able to generate 2-3 points only if you do this ways. But if you think a little under headings, impact on source, impact on destination, ठीक है। अच्छा देखते हैं, इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट, सोर्स में क्या होगा, सोर्स के पास क्या आएगा, रेमिटेंसेस, ट्रू। डेस्टिनेशन के पास जीडीपी बढ़ेगा, so this is a specific thing, source will also get money, destination because people are going, generally skilled people are going over there, economic change will happen or not, possible, ठीक है। डेमोग्राफिक बताइए, डेमोग्राफिक, can I say population will reduce, population will reduce, can I say sex ratio will increase, sex ratio, what is sex ratio, number of females to males, yes or no, females will increase, why, anyone can you tell me why, so male population is more migrant, male population is more migrant, yes or no, so can I say here the population will increase, population density will increase, sex ratio will become poor, so union territories in India, Delhi, one of the worst sex ratios, not because less women are taking birth, that is there, demographic changes, अच्छा इसमें क्या होगा, mostly dependent population will be there, young children, old age people left behind, and इधर कौन होगा, working age population, can I say here there will be manpower shortage, manpower shortage, इधर क्या है, excess HR, human resource, true or not, demographic change will happen। अच्छा सोशो इकोनॉमिक चेंज, अब ये सब पुराने बुरे लोग रह गए, so they will be like यार more orthodox रह जाएंगे, ऐसे यहाँ पर आकर इधर आप देखोगे अभी भी कास्ट लाइंस, कम्युनल लाइंस वेरी वेरी क्लियर, But in the city, no caste, no. Can I say a more cosmopolitan culture? So in the city, you are absolutely cosmopolitan. Women are wearing what they want to wear. Men are wearing whatever they want to. No caste, no community. But moment they go back to the village, the pallu comes back. True or not? The men who were, like caste system, everything will come back. It will hit back or not. So everything will be there. Will things change or not? Here, I would say more community oriented. Still joint family. And here, we are looking at more nuclear families. Can I say more individualistic culture? Change हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है everyone? In fact, we are looking at consequence. अच्छा, you can also look at positive and negative. अच्छा, Purvi, I have not ended it. Purvi, I have one more consequence. No, everyone in the flowchart. I want to add one more thing. Source, destination, migrant himself or herself. Lot of issues, psychological issues, physiological issues, health के भी बहुत सारे. True or not? Mental, emotional issues, big issues, consequences, positive also, negative also. Loneliness, social ostracism, discrimination. You don't feel that. Physiological. What is physiological? Your health. So you reach a new place, the climate is not suiting you. Climate not suiting you. Food not suiting you. Yes, your health going down. Possible. Very much going down or not? That's what we are looking at. Socio-cultural. You are suddenly finding that culture very, very strange. True or not? एकदम shock में चले गए. एकदम shock में चले गए. You find, relations, boyfriend, girlfriend, there is no commitment. True. Live in relation. तुम एकदम होश में, तुम्हारे होश उड़ गए. No शादी, but living in. Homosexuality देखकर तुम्हारे एकदम होश उड़ चुके. True. You're saying, अरे यार, how is it possible? It is possible. It is possible. You are like, हाँ छी छी छी. ये देखो, बीच पर क्या कपड़े पहन के घूम रहे. हाँ छी. तुम हाँ छी ही करते रहोगे. Life goes on. True or not? अच्छा, you may lose a lot of confidence. You may lose a lot of confidence. You might feel intimidated. You might feel cheated. You might feel that people are just using me. True or not? There is very, very individualistic culture, very materialistic culture. Show off. And there are threats also. Local लोगों से आपकी लड़ाई होगी, उन्होंने मार डाला. Suddenly a politician comes and says, Mumbai for Mumbai cars only. Suddenly a politician comes and everything. Religious possession happening, उसमें आपने बांग्लादेशी करके फिर आपने खेल खेलना शुरू कर दिया. True or not? Who knows? I want to tell you, migrant is a very, very challenging life. People who haven't traveled abroad, very big challenge, very, very big challenge. And I'm sure, people who haven't traveled from their own this thing, cities. यहीं पे मैं करना चाहूँगा हाउसिंग, फूड, सब चैलेंज है. पूर्वी स्लम में रह रहा है. आई नो, लाइक वेस्ट एशिया में लोग जाते हैं जॉब के लिए, एक ही कमरे में 8-10 लोगों को ठूस के रख दिया जाता है एज लेबर्स. 8 to 10 people with whatever is the promise. Very poor living conditions. Sometimes when you're going as illegal migrants, तो आपके साथ कुछ भी हो सकता है. Illegal migrants. Local people get to know about it. वो आपका फायदा उठा लेंगे. Illegal migrants. So many things happening. So I don't want to give you the details of it. There was some issue, and a woman, she decided to go to Western Europe because there was some issue in her family. So she said, okay, I will go and check. I'll go to Western Europe and check my husband, what all business and activities he's doing. So she had planned everything, and she was discussing this with my wife. My wife is a consultant, so they were discussing something. So my wife just shared it with me that this woman is going to check certain things of her husband's activities, which are probably some doubtful activities, and she's going all the way to this thing, Eastern Europe, and she'll surprise him and everything. I said, tell her not to go. Not to go. And if she's going, tell everyone about it. क्या हो जाएगा वहां पे? Don't even think of it. Eastern Europe. And if the person she is talking about, there were some criminal activities involved and all that. I said, if the person is involved in criminal activities, the relationship will not matter. Cross border, human trafficking, भाई क्या क्या नहीं हो सकता. I have to come across so many things when traveled internationally, met so many people, saw so many cases. Whenever you're traveling abroad, migration, whenever, do it on a very, very legally strong ground. Keep people informed. Very, very important. ये खेल खेल की बात नहीं. I've seen, people don't have their passports, their visa, वो सब employer रख लेगा, उसी पर आपको होगा. कितने लोग, like they get into drugs and alcohol abuse and all those things, and you're cheated over there, then you are, treated like slaves, like animals. In developed world itself, a lot of crime, mafia, everything can be there. So please, migrants' life is not an easy life. Think twice before thinking of that. So I have to talk about some of the theories, and I have to talk about some of the latest reports. So I said 2 report आपसे बात करूंगा. अगर आपको access करना हो तो आप इसको आज पढ़ सकते हैं. UN DESA 2020 report, and IMO का है International Migration Organization.